This is a very attacking game by Mikhail Tal against Pal Benko. He actually sacrifices his rook in this match and effectively his rook. And Tal is playing with the white pieces and Pal Benko with the black pieces on the board. So knight c3 is played here, and this is the French defense on the board here, where normally this bishop will come in here, pin this knight, allowing the capture of the pawn. So white is forced to push the pawn here, and if capture happens, you have this doubled up pawn. But while white have this central control, a little bit more central control as competition. So this is the classical variation. This knight f6 is played here, and after bishop comes to g5, you cannot capture the pawn. The knight is pinned here, so pawn capture happens. Knight captures back here, creating more pressure on the pinned knight. So knight to d7 is played, supporting the knight. So after the knight captures back here, and still the pin is active on the knight. So knight to f3 by Tal here, supporting the bishop and also developing the knight. Pawn push to c5, hitting the central pawn, and bishop to c4 is played here. Any, not going for the capture here, allowing this bishop to develop over here to c5. So after the capture, the c into d4 capture castles on the king side, Tal now. So bishop comes to e7 now, unpinning this knight, also allowing the castling on the king side, and queen gets away to e2 now as well. So pawn push to h6 hits the bishop, and bishop drop backs to f4 here onto this dark square diagonals, and castles on the king side. Pal Benko now. So rook now comes here and attacks, create an X-ray attack on the queen. So bishop comes to d7, protecting the queen, and also developing the bishop so that you can activate your rook into c8. So rook captures the pawn, which was earlier. Actually, black was up by a pawn until now because the recapture didn't happen. Instead, he developed all the pieces, and uh, Pal basically didn't try to protect that pawn as well. So queen now comes here to b6, attacking the b2 pawn and also attacking the rook, but it's protected. Rook is protected now, but rook drop backs to d3 here, and after the bishop comes to b5, the bishop exchange happens, and knight now comes to e5, leaving this particular uh, pawn to be captured here. So that's what happened. This pawn is captured by black, and rook now goes to g3 now, winning this pawn here, allowing the capture of this pawn with the bishop here. So rook to c8 is played, creating more pressure on the c2 pawn, and this allows this pawn to be captured by the bishop h6 move. This pawn here is pinned here. You have this check threat of over here. So bishop drop backs to f8, protecting the pawn, preventing the check, and queen comes to e3, giving in more protection for this bishop here, which cannot be captured because this pawn is pinned. So this pawn is captured here on c2, and after that rook comes to e1 now, bringing more pieces into the game. So rook to c7 with the idea of doubling up the rooks on the c file, on which black have good control over, and h3 is now played here, avoiding any back rank checkmate threats for the Tal king. So this now allows the king to an escape square as well. So the rooks are now doubled up, and there's a triple battery on the c file, and this now Tal goes for the capture of the pawn with the bishop, and sacrifices the bishop. The bishop captures back. Now rook captures here, and now the king captures back here. So effectively, he sacrificed the rook now, because now the queen comes up the board to g5 with the check, and once the king goes here to f8, this knight is captured. So we are down the exchange pretty much. Now the queen is forced to go here to h7 over here. So rook to e3 is played now, allowing the rook to join the attack, and queen comes to f5 now, attacking the knight and also the queen. The knight is protected by the rook, attempting a queen exchange. So the queen goes to h8 with a check here, and the king gets away to e7, creating an attack on the queen here. So queen goes to h4, keeping up the pressure with the check, and it's a forced move. So with the check, so basically the king got to move, and it moves to it doesn't move. Basically, the queen covers the check here with f6, trying for a queen exchange. Now queen goes to b4 again, placing another check, and after that king goes to e8. A better move was to bring the rook here and cut off the line of attack on this exposed black king. but this allows queen to go to b5 with a check, and after the king goes to f8, rook comes to f3 here, attacking the queen, and because the knight is protected by the queen, it's pretty much okay. So once the queen moves away to d8, which is a mistake, the best move was to bring the queen around here to h6, but he didn't go for that line. And queen now goes back to b4. Once the queen moves, this knight is free with a check here. And after that, king comes here to e8. The best move was to cover the check with the rook here, and this allows this nice looking move, rook to g3. And you are already threatening, Tal is threatening checkmate here because these both squares are covered by the knight and the queen here as well. So the rook move to c5 was forced here, and this allows Tal to bring the rook to g8 plus check, and the king goes to e7. And after that, the check happens like this again. King comes up to d6, and the check happened like this. And knight will jump here to f7, capturing this rook. Now the rook will be captured by the queen, and it's totally winning for Tal. So because of that, as of this position, basically Pal Benko resigned the game, and Tal won the match. So quite a brilliant attacking game by giving up pieces and opening up the king side and forcing the resignation of his opponent. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more such videos.